If you were to learn public speaking the way that I teach it through the She Talks platform, you would radically transform procrastination, self-doubt, fear, lack of confidence, anywhere that you get stopped. And I'm not kidding. You can literally disappear all of that. Now, how do I know this? Because it's a practice that I had to bring into my life because I dealt with things like I was anxious, I was nervous, I was reserved, and I had self-doubt. Yes, I would still be bold, and I knew that I was born confident, so I would still get up to speak, I would still face risks, take risks, I would still try new things, but constantly managing those thoughts about why it wasn't any good, or it wasn't as good as I thought it was, or why I was going to fail, or I made a mistake, and feeling like that mistake meant that there was something wrong over here with me. And this is something that we all deal with, which is why I believe that the way that I teach public speaking, the way it's done through the She Talks platform, it is a growth and development model where you face what it is that's in your way, where we can get ourselves out of the way. Literally just get all of that out of the way. And it's just so liberating to be able to freely express yourself, freely move your body, say what you want to say with absolute conviction, and then be able to take that into every area of your life, into your relationships, into your work, just into every way that you are being, all your interactions, and who you're left with at the end of the day when you're just with you. So, public speaking training is one of the most popular skills to learn. People learn it whether they want to become a public speaker or not. It has this kind of big, hairy, audacious understanding around it. And part of it is, if you've done speaker training, then that's real kudos. And then the other part of that hairy, audacious understanding about public speaking is that it's a scary phenomena, that it's difficult, that you've got to be a certain so-and-so or someone to pull it off, to be able to do it. And none of that's true. That's all made up. Public speaking also isn't, because there's another school of thought, which is, well, I was born speaking and I tell stories. I should just be able to just be myself and be a good speaker. Now, there's truth in that, and there's a total ignorance in that. We can get up and be captivating, no doubt some people do. But then when we just giving information straight from the head and out, it can be really just blah blah. There is a skill to be learnt with public speaking, and it's a conscious one that you can decide what kind of speaker you want to be. So where you get to be authentic, you just get to be yourself, and you do get to have that stream of consciousness, but in an intentional way, which is the structure, which is the conscious creation of the self-authoring of what you want to say, your message, how you want to deliver it, how it can best be communicated to your audience. They're things that benefit from being considered. This is why public speaking is such a valuable tool for everyone. Like I said in the beginning, you can radically transform. Come and learn public speaking skills through She Talks, and you will walk away knowing that you're confident, being able to take bold action, without procrastination taking over, without self-doubt getting in the way and therefore you can't take the compliments in, you can't take them on really, without being left with, I'm not sure if that was as good as what I thought. You're not left with imposter syndrome. You can just get all of that out of the way, and then what you have is a really beautiful creative act of getting up to speak through intentionality, whereby you're authentic and by default captivating, by the way. So remember, you were born confident. Absolutely. Confidence is easy, and it's a really comfortable place to be in. And out of knowing that you were born confident comes courage, comes a willingness to shine, to be opinionated, to say your opinion. Confidence is a really wonderfully liberating place. It just feels great to really know that you're confident and to be seated in that birthright that you're born with. Think about when you're a kid or other kids who are just freely confident. It's not uncomfortable. It's not hard. It's not difficult. It's not something that you have to learn or try to build or grow on or develop. You just have it. It's your authentic, unique blend of confidence. So confidence is something that's there that we're born with, and how it's expressed is your own character coming through, whether that's bold, loud and audacious, whether that's soft and thoughtful, whether that's, there's many different styles. So confidence isn't like, I have to be bold and outspoken and smiling. That is not the definition of confidence. So I talk about that. The psychology of confidence is really fascinating, and once you grasp that, you're free to just be your form of confidence. And then here's where the uncomfortable part is. Getting up to speak, and you have all of those thoughts that come in, and they're all some form of not enoughness, some form of what they're going to think about us, how they're going to judge us, assess us, whether we're going to be seen as a failure or as fantastic. And we don't really know, because we have both opinions about ourselves. We have the opinion of, I know I can be great, I have genius in here. And then we also have the, I might not be as good as what I think I am. I may actually suck. And then we also have all of that, we're afraid to risk and fail. It doesn't feel good. It feels uncomfortable because we personalize failure. We make it, like I said before, we make that failure mean something about us, and it doesn't at all. And that's another conversation that can be opened up, that once you grasp that, gives such freedom. Okay. And then when you can learn to be authentic, and when you can just come from a place of your birthright of confidence, and when you can get comfortable with all of the physical sensations and those thoughts that stream of thoughts that come through that tell us all sorts of, oh my God, they just looked at me, I mustn't be any good, or I've just forgotten that line, my talk's just ruined. Like whatever we're thinking, or I wore the wrong pants, oh my God, I look ridiculous up here, or I can't move because I'm so nervous, everyone's gonna hate me, whatever it is. And then after that, when you've mastered those, then you have the freedom to do the actual, what we call public speaking skills. So that was all growth and development, the whole platform that gives you the unshakable mindset to be on stage, or to go for that risk, or to take that job that's above your current capabilities. Then you learn the skills about performance. Now for me, this is the really fun part, because we're already authentic, we're already confident, and we know how to move that discomfort out of the way, and or to be with it, and just to be with the audience. Now We get to be over there with the audience, really over there with them. I mean, out of here, out of the head, out of the body, over there with them. And then you get to play like the conductor who's conducting the orchestra. You get to play with all the energies in the room and the people and the interaction. And when they do look at you and they look at you with a confused look, you're not putting it through the context of, oh my God, some sort of I've done something wrong or I'm not good enough. They're judging me. No, it won't go through that context anymore. You're over there with them and you can say, do you have a question? And they will say, yeah, actually, I kind of got stopped back there when you said, or I need to know this, or do you mean that? Now you're with them. Now you're in their world with their context, and you're able to speak into their context, with their concerns rather than with your own concerns. It's really powerful. Really powerful. I don't know why anyone else isn't doing it this way, but it certainly was what I needed when I started out. Now, I got lucky. I just love speaking, even though I'd go bright red and get nervous. There were messages I wanted to share, and I was being asked to get up and share them. And I didn't intend to become a speaker. I'm a writer, an author. That was my childhood dream. That's what I do. But I got asked to get up on the stage, and then I got, I've been on stages like in front of 1,000 people, and there still with me was that lack of confidence. Even though I appeared confident, that self-doubt and feeling really uncomfortable, that nervousness that I was trying to just shake off, but it wouldn't go. And then afterwards, not being able to take the compliments, I was like, yeah, no, they're just being nice. And that day after thing that happens with all speakers because the mind needs to process, where everything gets filtered through. Was that any good? I stuffed that line up. I remember that person didn't look happy when I said that. Like, we need to pull it all apart and process it. It goes through our sort of survival. We need to process it and make sure that every bit of that talk was what we thought it was. And when it isn't, when we decide it isn't, we decide, I'll never do that again, or if we're lucky, we get to look at it and realize that, no, yeah, I could do better with that, and I will do better next time. There's a lesson. Fantastic. Way to go. All right. Public speaking. It's the sort of thing. Public speaking is so powerful. It's the sort of powerful that can liberate us. But it's also the sort of powerful, as I was saying before, the understanding of public speaking, that hairy, audacious, those two understandings, it's so powerful that it makes some people shrink. Just like, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it, like jumping out of a plane with a parachute. Sometimes we just need a little push. So that's what I'm here for. If you have any desire to do and achieve any of the things that I've just spoken about, to get yourself out of the way, or to become a public speaker who doesn't have performance anxiety, who doesn't have imposter syndrome, where you get free from that, like I have gotten free from that, where you get to really be in the audience. And one more thing that I didn't mention, because when I run a masterclass, there's something really special about a masterclass, because they're a very small group. And when you're really with the audience, and I love it in the masterclasses because it's just more palpable when there's small amount of people. You can reach more people. It's like you're in their mind, and you can deliver exactly what each individual needs. And people will say, as I've said in my workshops, in my masterclasses, how did you just do that? And I say, because I'm in flow. I'm connected to my infinite intelligence. I'm not in the way. I'm not going through my construct. I'm not going through my identity. I'm not going through my concerns, my doubts, my fears, I'm not responding to the sensations in my body. I'm over here listening and observing. And here's the thing. We are really powerful as humans. We're really powerful at reading each other. when we get over and just be with others in their presence, present to their presence, we really do get to read. And you will transform people, and they will be transformed. It's like, it is everything that you ever watched in Karate Kid or any of those Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of movies where they seem to have those superpowers of reading each other. They exist. They exist. And that whole, when you're with the master and the master just has to, you have to look into the master's eyes and you will get the information that you need to transform. This is it. It's real. All right. That's my rant. I just wanted to share that with you today. This is really, really special and important to me. And when you experience the She Talks platform, I'm pretty sure you'll say the same thing as others have. So I run webinars quite frequently, every month. Just check out the She Talks platform or come into the She Talks social media pages and look out for the posts that I put there and follow that little trail where you need to go, because there's different levels within the She Talks platform, and it gives you an opportunity to start where you need to start and go where you need to go with it. All right, so I'm here for you. All the best. Have a wonderful, wonderful thinking about this. Just really think about what you want to do and where you want to go, what you need to overcome, what you want to do about it, where you want to go, and how you're going to go about it. And I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.